Each year, more than 10 million buddy poppies are assembled by hospitalized and disabled veterans. Vicenza's VFW Vice Commander Dave Dinges explains why.
It helps fingers that are crippled by wounds or arthritis or age. So it's part of a therapy for them. And also it gives them, you know, as I said, when we get the proceeds from it, when we pay for the poppies, it gives them a little money for quality of life items that they normally don't get through the VA hospitals. It also helps them pass the time of a long duration of, we're talking about veterans that can't walk, they're bedridden, and just have limited use of their hands.
VFW members will distribute poppies tomorrow through Sunday in front of the PX, Commissary, and Post Office. All donations go to help disabled veterans and their families. Yesterday's flag football and
This is local news from AFN Vicenza.
Good evening. In the news tonight, we'll go caroling with the elementary school, and in sports, we'll find out how the ladies CTAF Lion basketball team fared last night. But topping our news, the local VFW elevated Christmas spirits community-wide this morning by contributing $1,500 to the Vicenza ACS. As Army Sergeant Roland Smith reports, the money will go a long way in helping soldiers in need.
VFW Post 8862 showed its appreciation to the Army Community Service Office this morning by presenting them with a check for $1,500 to help take care of needy families during the holidays.
Colonel Marshman, Malley, I want to present this check to you for $1,500 for Christmas sharing. This is an example of VFW's honoring the dead by taking care of the living. We are certainly proud to give back to this community the contributions that the community gave to us for our Poppy Fund drive. We take care of our soldiers. We have been working very diligently to develop a post that is an asset to the community. Our efforts have paid off, not only for our own satisfaction, but also in the help that we can provide to the community.
Christmas Sharing Program is a program conceived by volunteers, orchestrated and executed principally by volunteers, which supports needy soldier families over the Christmas holiday.
The veterans of foreign wars have conducted their annual sale of buddy poppies since 1922. It's a fundraiser that helps support needy and disabled veterans and widows and orphans of deceased veterans. AFN's Larry Kreider reports that this past weekend, Vicenza's VFW Post 8862 was out selling the poppies.
The gentlemen with the familiar brown VFW caps were out over the Memorial Day weekend, volunteering their time to help those in need. Buddy poppies are assembled by disabled veterans in stateside hospitals. The proceeds from poppy sales repay those veterans a small amount, which helps pay for small luxuries that make their hospital life more tolerable. This display, set up at the commissary, was adorned with buddy poppies. Vicenza's Buddy Poppy chairman is Dave Dinges. He says it's called a sale, but it's whatever you can give.
It's a donation, whatever people feel like putting in the can. Some people are very generous. I've seen people drop a $20 bill in there, and we really appreciate that. Some people, just a few pennies or a dime, a nickel, it doesn't matter. Just whatever they feel like they want to donate. It all goes to a worthy cause.
Many stopped by to make a donation and receive their poppy.
Put it right in there.
The other one's in there.
You want to keep that right.
Today, buddy poppies are sold by posts and auxiliaries of the VFW in every state and in dozens of other countries. Over 18 million are sold annually, most during Memorial Day and again on Veterans Day in November. I'm Larry Kreider, AFN News.
In other news, the Veterans of Foreign Wars, or VFW, raises the public's awareness of the contributions and sacrifices made by veterans of all wars. The VFW also raises money for worthwhile causes by offering buddy poppies for donations on official military holidays. Senior Airman Jennifer Duff has more.
Thank you. Everyone says thank you to this man and those like him. Dave Dinges is a U.S. military veteran. It's a small phrase that expresses gratitude. Dave is saying thank you in his own way by giving away these small cloth flowers. They're called buddy poppies. It's a strange sort of name, but there's a reason for it.
Well, the poppy represents, the story goes back to World War I when John McCrae visited in Belgium a Flanders field. And while he was there, he saw this destruction, and he noticed that all the bareness of the dirt and the ground, there was these poppies growing. So he was so touched by that he wrote the poem In Flanders Field.
In 1922, the VFW adopted the poppy as its symbol to remember the vets that have gone before them. The buddy poppy is another way of saying thank you.
Thank you.
The poppies are handmade by veterans. The donations generated are returned to VA hospitals and other veterans organizations to care for those former service members and their survivors. So the next time you see Dave or one of his VFW brothers giving away these poppies on Veterans Day or Memorial Day, you might want to stop just to say thank you. Senior Airman Jennifer Duff, AFN News.